The Dodgers just made a big decision regarding Shohei Ohtani's status for the World Series. Also, a couple players who were not part of the NLCS now look to be part of the World Series roster. We're going to get into all of that here on this episode of Dodgers Digest. Hey, this is Mike Nelson. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. I want to thank the almost 12% of the ones that are watching these videos who have already hit the subscribe button. We're now getting thousands of you around the world, watching these videos. I want to thank everybody for the support. But 88% of you have not hit the subscribe button yet. You got to subscribe. You know, myself and Brad J are bringing you everyday Dodger content. Of course, the World Series is going to be kicking off tomorrow night. But we're going to be bringing you content all throughout the World Series and beyond, all through the offseason, hopefully celebrating a World Series championship and already getting ready for the next season, which will be in 2025. You don't want to miss out. Hit the subscribe button. We got a goal of reaching 2,000 subscribers before the World Series wraps up. Let's get right into it. Of course, Shohei Ohtani. We got an update concerning pitching. That's right. Shohei Ohtani's a pitcher. Don't forget that. And the Dodgers have decided, Dave Roberts has come out and said that he will not be pitching in the World Series. Of course, this is a decision, the right decision for the team. It has to be the right decision. You don't want to risk Shohei Ohtani's arm. And just, this guy's the best hitter in baseball. Come on. I mean, the best hitter in baseball can't be pitching as well. Well, he is, but it's going to be a question mark whether he's going to be able to pitch and, be the hitter that he is, at the highest level, right? The Dodgers are probably going to have to scale back a bit of the pitching moving forward. That is, of course, my prediction. I just say the Dodgers can't risk, that bat, right? And like Dave Roberts said, there is no possibility, none whatsoever. Thank you for asking. That was what Dave Roberts told the media just a few hours ago, as, of course, it was the last presser before the World Series. It kicks off in a little less than 24 hours. That's right, in a little less than 24 hours, our Dodgers are going to be taking on the New York Yankees in Game 1 of the World Series. What a moment for LA. Dodger Stadium is going to be absolutely crazy tomorrow. The traffic's going to be bad, so make sure to get there early if you're heading to the stadium, because it's going to be one heck of a traffic jam getting in. And LA's got a lot of events tomorrow. USC football. We got the Lakers. We got the Dodgers. Got a lot of stuff going on in LA. So you got to get there early for sure. And, like Shohei Ohtani told today, this was him speaking about this topic today. He said, I never said that I wanted to pitch in the postseason. Just to kind of clarify that he was not pressuring the Dodgers to, of course, pitch in the playoffs. And that makes sense, right? I mean, I don't think Shohei Ohtani personally wants to pitch in the playoffs. I mean, he's focused right now on, bringing in runs on the offensive side for the Dodgers. I mean, the guy has been absolutely amazing all season long. Without Ohtani's bat, the Dodgers would not be here. Just simply put, without Ohtani, the Dodgers would not be in the World Series. Comment below if you think otherwise. But I really think, without Ohtani, this team would not be here. Think about the series against San Diego. The team was basically, Game 1, right? The 3-run shot to tie up the game. That was amazing, right? That was an amazing moment, to say the least. They would have lost that game. The Dodgers probably would have lost Game 1 of the NLDS if it weren't for Ohtani. That was for me one of the biggest moments. It's kind of overlooked, right? Because the playoff run has been absolutely amazing, right? Beating the Mets in 6, and Ohtani having a lot of moments since then. But look back at Game 1 of the NLDS. I mean, that 3-run shot was absolutely massive to tie up the game, and avoid the Dodgers from losing that ball game. That was a big moment for sure. And going back to Ohtani pitching, I think at this point you can't really risk it. You can't really, you can't risk Ohtani, injuring his arm, right? The guy has had some issues, with his pitching arm, to say the least. Has had some procedures done going back to the beginning of his Major League Baseball days with the Angels. He got injured, right away, basically out of the get-go. So you have to be very cautious with Ohtani. And even though, of course, we've seen him, throwing some bullpen and fans have gotten excited. There's been some speculation that maybe Ohtani was going to be that secret weapon come playoff time or even come World Series time. But I don't know, you just can't really risk it at this point, in terms of his health, right? I mean, I think the Dodgers wish the World Series maybe was in 2 months, maybe 2-3 months, Ohtani would be able to pitch, because obviously the goal, now going back, the goal is for Ohtani to pitch next year, don't get me wrong. I mean, the goal is, as an organization, and I'm sure Ohtani personally, is to be part of the pitching rotation in 2025, right? That has to be the goal. And it's going to be speculated, of course, all throughout the offseason how much Ohtani is going to be able to pitch next year. If he's going to be able to pitch every 5 days, is he only going to be able to pitch once a week? Is there a possibility for him to come out and pitch out of the bullpen? I mean, there's a lot of questions that are going to be, of course, discussed as we get closer to next year, because the Dodgers, regardless of the outcome of this World Series, right? Let's not even think about this year. Well, we have to think about this year, right? The Dodgers are 4 wins away from winning a championship. But regardless of that, already looking ahead to next year, the Dodgers are desperate for starting pitching, right? So they need Ohtani to eventually be a starting pitcher. I don't know if he's going to be able to pitch as much as they hoped he would because of just how well he's done at the plate. I just don't know how you risk giving that all away. Because as we know with the Angels, he had to kind of take sometimes days off around his starts, and I'm sure that's going to have to happen again. I mean, I can't see Ohtani playing every single day and pitching, when he doesn't, it's just going to be too much, right? I think he's going to have to take time off around his starts, and that in turn is going to hurt the Dodgers offense. So we're going to see how the Dodgers manage that next year. But now let's get into a big update for this year's, of course, World Series. We got an Alex Vesia and Brusdar Graterol update. Of course, Alex Vesia, one of the Dodgers' best relievers. Alden Gonzalez said he told Alden Gonzalez that he is 90% sure he's going to be on the Dodgers roster after missing the NLCS. And, he threw 15 pitches in a live bullpen session just a couple days ago. He had 3 scoreless innings in the NLDS. Of course, had a 1.76 ERA during the regular season. That is absolutely massive news for the Dodgers if Alex Vesia can get healthy for the, World Series, if he could be part of this roster. I think it's absolutely massive, to say the least, that is the latest update. Looks like Alex Vesia is going to be on the World Series roster. And also, Brusdar Graterol, this is from Dave Roberts today during the presser, saying that Graterol's trending in the right direction. Of course, missed most of the regular season with the shoulder and hamstring injuries. But the guy has a 1.64 ERA, in 22 innings in the playoffs. I mean, that is absolutely amazing. So, we want to have that kind of player for sure on your World Series roster. So, a couple guys, Vesia, Graterol, looks like they're trending to be on the World Series roster. I can hardly wait. Jack Flaherty, of course, gets the ball tomorrow. It's going to be an electric game. It's going to be unforgettable, this World Series. Dodgers and Yankees, the first time I've ever had a chance to live through this, right? The last time was back in 81. I wasn't around on this planet yet. I know other people that were, and that's great. The 80s were awesome, but this is the first time that I'm going to get a chance to see this. I'm excited. Dodgers, Yankees, make sure to enjoy the game. And yeah, if you're going, make sure you get some good pictures for those of us that can't afford to go to the World Series. But yeah, it's going to be a fun night for sure to watch. And make sure to subscribe. And let's go Dodgers.